Hi everyone, it's Maybelle. I'm back with another reading. My daughter and I found a pink moth in the backyard earlier this evening. So we put it in a bell jar and thought to do a reading with it. As I was doing some reading up on, well, first to ID the moth, I found that it is probably a southern pink moth, which is for a small, beautiful little moth. It's a pretty big pest. So it damages salvia or sage plants, different types of salvias. So I got to thinking, it's a pretty moth. We found it outside. It was nowhere near any salvia or ice or sage. I do have some native plants in my front yard. I don't know what it could be enjoying in my yard, or if it was just nearby. Maybe somebody else has something growing, or maybe it's eating something else that I don't know about. This isn't the first one that I have found in my yard, and sadly, now that I know it's a pest, I may have to get rid of it. If you would like to read more about them, I did find a really good article by Garth C. Clifford on World Birds' Joy of Nature. And it's very extensive in just like moth symbolism and all different meanings, how it's can be like in dreams and folklore and spirit animal messages, as a totem animal, as a power animal. So I really liked his kind of collection of information. And I did feel like I had kind of like a hard day today, so some of this information makes sense as well. It said to catch a moth represents that someone is jealous of you. Killing a moth or a dead moth symbolism means you will outwit your rivals. And of course, moths and butterflies are similar in that they symbolize rebirth, change, transformation, resurrection, and the power of regeneration. So I thought we'd do an oracle card reading to see what moth symbolism or meaning might be to the viewer. Say you find a moth and you come across this reading. This is what God Source Spirit would like you to know about seeing a moth or experiencing some type of encounter with a moth. All right, so let's get started. If you haven't yet subscribed, please take a moment to subscribe, like, comment, share with a friend or family member. It's helping the channel grow. And I appreciate all your support and love. I especially want to see your comments, so if you have any knowledge about this particular type of moth, the southern pink moth, or if you have had any interesting encounters with moths, intuitively try and see how they make you feel, or see what they were doing at the time of the encounter. Were they going towards the light? pink is a color of like joy, and can be a color of like blossoming and fertility. So I have read as well that it may mean something like to keep joy even in challenging times or times of transformation. Moths or butterflies can symbolize that a big change is on the way. I'm looking at it as, since it's a small one, maybe it's a small change, a small, hopefully happy change, maybe a blessing in disguise. Since I didn't know what kind it was, you may be receiving a message. Okay, what is, for the viewer, what is the message that a moth could symbolize at this time for the viewer? Okay, so the path, and this is card number 8. Now, the card did come out in reverse, but I did have the card deck upside down, so we'll take it upright, but keep that in mind that it did come out in reverse. So the path, maybe you're not certain about the path, since moths come out at dark, and this picture is kind of dark. Maybe the path is not well lit at this time. Can we get more? What is the moth symbolism for the viewer? Okay, resilience. And that's card number 21. So resilience talks about building strength from our like mistakes and from our experiences. 21, 2 and 1 together make 3, which can be a number of collaboration, working together. Could be third-party energy, triangle, symbiosis, trine. 8 also is a number of strength, of eternity, of what goes around comes around. So resilience is also, strength, building strength. All right, let's see. What is the message for the viewer on moth symbolism? Okay, we have 2 that came out. Cave Sanctuary and Waterfall Effortless. So something here about finding sanctuary. It may be time to kind of go within. Prayer may be important. Also, I'm looking at like maybe like native things or things kind of your roots may be important. Culture, indigenous, ancestors, like connecting with the land, finding sanctuary. The cave and sanctuary, this reminds me of the Hermit card in tarot, and that usually represents Virgo. We are in Virgo season right now, and Venus is in Virgo as well. So So we may be feeling that energy strongly. Waterfall can symbolize emotions, maybe going on the path of least resistance. All right, let's see what else we can find. What is the symbolism? What is the moth symbolism for the viewers? Okay. Surrender the idea you can fix someone. And I did get this earlier today in dealing with that just negative and rude person, a stranger to me, honestly. And I just thought to myself, like, how can people, like, what gives them the nerve to even say something? And whatever happened to, like, not saying anything unless you just don't have anything nice to say? But we can't fix that. So you can only choose how to respond. You know, either go down to their level or rise above it. It says it's time for a relationship to shift. It doesn't work to try to fix someone. Each person must be accountable for his or her own healing. What is the moth spirit message for the viewer? Surrender frustration. Frustration doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so you may approach the situation more calmly. So, yeah, so I'm really feeling that. Makes sense. Okay, what is the message about the moth spirit? What is the message? What is the meaning for the viewer? Temptation. Are you in denial about an unhealthy habit, perhaps one that makes you feel guilty? The fairy says you have the power to overcome temptation, whatever its guise. So you may be tempted to kind of like go down to their level, to try and fix what can't be fixed. You know, with everybody is kind of on their own path. And we can't, we can't make them see the light. So the moth and being guided by light as well. And sometimes being too close to the light can get you burned or hurt. What is the message for the viewer? Hidden depths. Something hidden is about to come to light. Perhaps a secret or memory at the back of your mind. When we expose what's hidden, we can become free. Okay, I am going to do cards from a shadows and light deck. And so hidden depths, that may have to do with also how, you know, moths come out at night. And so like darkness and things that are hidden. What is the message? 18. Violet Duchess, stifled, bored, and stuck. And the three fates, what comes around. Wow. 26. And 2 and 6. 6 and 2 is 8, which we started with at the beginning. So the path. This just tells me, you know, some people are just stifled, bored, and stuck. And what comes around, the three fates, you know, just interesting to see. So yes, so if you can remain balanced in a situation that is challenging, surrender the idea that someone, you know, that's challenging you or even potentially jealous, there's a temptation to kind of show them what's right, but just stay in your light, stay, because what goes around comes around, and it doesn't have to be yours to like mete out. And energy, you know, energy is energy. It's, you don't want to really kind of put energy into that. Why waste your time? Stifled, bored, and stuck. This card did come out in reverse. 37. Candy Cane Angel, it's time for a treat. Let's read from the book on these. Okay, so this card talks about it's definitely time to have a treat, to give yourself the thing you've been putting off until you've worked hard enough or saved enough money or done without it long enough. This card can come up for people who have been taught to save before they buy. It talks about you truly deserve some pleasure at this time, in whatever form you've been denying yourself. Do not rationalize or talk yourself out of it any longer. Step out of the consciousness of lack and into the consciousness of I deserve. Grant yourself this lovely moment of luxury. It's time for some enjoyment to restage a grand entrance into your life. Now, because this card did come up in reverse, I feel as though we're not supposed to, and I know I'm probably using a bad choice of words, because supposed to and shoulds and all that stuff, but when this card came out in reverse, talking about like not delighting, not having joy in someone else's kind of like what they're going to get coming to them. So your path is guided with resilience. We learn from our mistakes. We can't teach someone else. We can't fix other people. Surrender frustration. Don't be tempted. Hidden depths. Kind of want to do more on that one. What's the Hidden Depths card about? Release. Autumnal equinox, release. So this may have to do with the time of year. Autumnal equinox is coming. In the northern hemisphere, that will be September 22nd, I believe. And it could just be letting it go. Yeah, so ocean, ebb and flow. The waters may be kind of rocky sometimes, but, and also like blessings may sometimes feel like they are like trickling into your life, but really appreciate all of them and go with the flow. This may also be about feelings. Anytime there's a water card, okay, the ocean card talks about the tides. The water rise and fall in regular rhythms, in endless varied patterns for millions of years, and will continue to do so. They maintain a relative predictability unless other unforeseeable forces of nature intervene, like hurricanes or earthquakes. The oceans cover 70% of the earth. Make sure you're hydrated. The dynamic gravitational interaction of the sun and moon that moves these massive bodies of water and creates the shifting tides also affects our human bodies in ways that we respond to instinctually, often having a great deal more influence over our moods and emotional states than we're aware of. An important aspect in the art of living is to move with the ebb and flow of your emotions, joining their fluidity but not being captured by it. Also necessary to not become obsessed with any particular fluctuation in mood or feeling. They are simply emotions. When you neither minimize nor exaggerate the intensity and importance of your emotions, then you have a greater sense of when and how to express them. It talks about fighting the ebb and flow of your own feelings, denying your hurt, anger, or sorrow by either attaching yourself to one or the other and nurturing it as if you were nursing a child, or else smoothing over your feelings with more practiced responses that deny and hide what is going on beneath the surface of your expression. So allow yourself to swim with these variations rather than resisting them. And we didn't look at waterfall. I'd like to look at that one as well. Okay, so it talks about coming to the edge of your comfort zone. Find yourself fighting to resist moving past that perceived precipice of who you are, how you can be, or what you can do. Spirit is asking you to step beyond the edge. Allow yourself to do so with ease rather than struggle. At times, physical exertion is necessary, but when performed with fluidity and grace, even when the task seems daunting, you'll find that the movement moves you effortlessly. Approach the present situation or relationship with awareness and grace. Do not try to make it effortless. That just creates more strain. The key word here is to allow. This is not a time to fight, but to surrender to the will of Spirit, even if you are being asked to let go completely and tumble into the brink of creation itself. Wow, so almost like a moth to a flame. You will find the waters there to be ultimately still and calm. Keep your focus on your solar plexus and your breath, breathing through any tension, relaxing and yielding to the movement that is occurring at any given moment makes your life effortless. Interesting. So that is what we're getting as far as messages from the moth symbolism at this time. So if you are experiencing some type of challenges, change, looks like with relationships, and try to kind of keep, not really, I guess, wallow in or get overpowered by the ebb and flow of emotion. Find sanctuary. In this temptation, you have the power to overcome temptation, whatever its guise. So don't be provoked, or don't take the bait. You know, somebody trying to, encourage, or if they're bored and they're trying to get you to engage in some kind of argument, or you don't have to diminish your light, because will it be a waste of time? With the surrender, the idea you can fix someone, and release card. All right, so you have the resilience to stay kind of on your path as guided. And that is the message that we have gotten tonight from the moth spirit animal. I thank you for watching. I hope that it was helpful. Please leave a message in the comments if you have experienced some type of recent experience with a moth, or that you're feeling this reading is for you because of a similar situation, or the message is resonating with you. All right, so that is what I have for us tonight. Thank you for watching, and I hope that everything is going well for you right now. We're about to get into Mercury retrograde is starting up in just a couple more days, and we also have the full moon. So energies will be kind of shifting and moving. Yeah, so take care, and I will see you again soon.